Okay, this is a My Hero Academia What If, and it's going to be throughout multiple seasons. It's multiple different what ifs, and it is, technically speaking, a Dekuverse. So now what's going to happen is, in this first one it's just going to be one episode. This is the prologue, and it's basically what if Deku had ReZero as a quirk. If you don't know what ReZero is, it's an anime. So, spoilers for ReZero if you haven't seen it yet. And I'll give you a few seconds if you don't want spoilers. And spoilers for My Hero Academia too if you haven't watched it, but you probably already know that. Anyway, so what happens is, if you haven't left yet, then you're either okay with spoilers or you already watched it. No manga spoilers because I haven't read the manga. Anyway, so what's really going on is Deku is born with a quirk, or rather, I should get used to calling him Izuku. Izuku is born with a quirk. However, it's useless until he dies. It's not going to activate until he dies. So, and because of that, everyone just thinks he's quirkless, because it's not going to activate until he dies and they don't know what it's going to do, and so they just tell everyone he's quirkless because it's just easier that way. So he still gets bullied and everything goes to canon. He meets All Might, gets the quirk, gets One for All, and everything goes to canon until we reach the point where he's dying. And he's looking up at his wife and kids, which I'm assuming his wife is Ochako. Not gonna say that it is or not. Whatever it ends up being in canon is what it will be. And so he's looking up at his wife and his kids, and he's holding on to his wife's hand and, dying basically. And he's looking up at her, and his quirk starts activating. It's not a physical showing that his quirk is activating, but as his quirk activates, he sees what's going on. And he understands what the quirk he was born with does. And for those of you who've watched ReZero, you know what's going on. Probably. And he wakes. And, and he looks at Ochako and he says, "Don't worry. Legends never truly die." As his eyes lull into the back of his head, and he breathes out, and his last words as he breathes out his final breath, "I love you." That was so weird to say, but I had to say it. I'm having fun over here. And so he dies, and he wakes up. But unlike ReZero from the anime, unlike how he survives and he gets sent back to certain points in time, he's getting sent back to when he was born. Every single time he goes back to when he was born and lives a completely different life, which is why we're going to have multiple seasons of multiple different what ifs. Some of them I already have planned are: what if Deku was a singer? What if Deku was a cyborg? And what if Deku was born with so-and-so quirk? You know what I mean? So, Season 1 is where we're going to start off with what if Deku was a cyborg. And we'll get into that. I've already decided the ship, so don't go telling me in the comments if anyone has found this before I've actually posted the series, because I'm not expecting anyone to see it. I'm doing this for my enjoyment. And so, well, that's how it's going to be. And to explain the differences I've made with ReZero as Deku's quirk, whenever he dies, he gets sent back to, when he was born. And everything in the world has changed. Like, in these what ifs, some genders are going to be different from time to time. He's going to fall in love with different people from time to time. And the reason he's going to fall in love with different people is because he has no memories of his past life. He has no memories of that different timeline that he lived. It's going to be a branch of different timelines. His quirk is going to create different timelines. Every time he dies, he's going to live in a new timeline. And that is why I'm calling this series the Dekuverse. Each season will have its own title, because season 1's going to be titled What If Deku Was a Cyborg? Season 2 could be What If Deku Was a Singer? Or what if Deku ate a devil fruit? Or things like that. And yes, I am planning on doing a what if Deku ate a devil fruit. Or a what if Deku was the only male with superpowers in a world where only women had superpowers. You know what I mean? Like, those kinds of things. All of these things I'm gonna do, and if I somehow, by some miracle, get a fan base, which probably isn't going to happen, I really want you guys to tell me what kind of what ifs you want me to do. Because if by some reason I get a fan base and I like the idea, I want to see ideas from those people so that I can have them see what it is that it could be. If you guys have an idea but you don't know exactly how to do videos, or you're too shy to make them yourself, I want to be the person that can do that for you. Mostly because I'm having fun with this. I really am. And I love to see your ideas, and I love to see what I can do to improve those ideas, or to change them and make something different out of it. And sometimes people's ideas give me completely different ideas. Because I know I was watching someone else doing a what if, and then all of a sudden I got the idea of what if Deku was a cyborg. They weren't doing a what if Deku was a cyborg series. They weren't doing anything like what if Deku had, like, robotic parts. What if Deku was an android? They didn't do any of that. But while I was watching the what if, I just, hold on, that's a good idea. And so I just really, really want to do this. And that's where I'm going to have to end it. And this video, oh man, I'm gonna have fun with this series.